And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are live with my friend Alex. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here.
Leigh, so good to be here. This is great.
I know, and good for me too, because like now I'm seeing you on a regular basis. Ladies and gentlemen, me and Alex had the pleasure of filming a little bit of a coffee commercial together the other week. I should have learned some photos. And
That's true.
it was so much fun. It was such a great experience that I thought, it's gonna be great to have like a little more of a conversation actually. So everybody, if you want to check out Alex, this is his Insta. It's Alex Segrist. Is that the pronunciation? Am I getting that right?
Ac- Actually, we stopped caring years ago. But technically, it's Sigrist, but as far as I'm
Segrist.
concerned, whatever. It's
I'm just
Sigrist.
I'm trying to pronounce it like Ryan Seacrest is what I'm doing. It's like
That's
I'm
what
trying
most
to.
people. It's the only one that people like. It's a similar enough name that people can compare it to. Because Sigrist is such a weird, unusual name in America, at least anyway. So
Right, like because I remember I feel like I asked you about it like back in the day. I
back in the
asked you
day.
like what? Yeah, yeah. So a few weeks ago when we first met, it feels like decades now. So this is Alex, everyone, and we got a hello from Layla. Hi, good to
Hello,
see you,
hello.
Layla. The Some of you might have seen Alex on if you're an English learner fan.
Oh,
Then you might have seen him on Cake YouTube, and you've been on Shaw English YouTube also, right?
oh, I've done Cake, I've done Shaw. Have I done other people's English? I don't know. I'm in random
So
places all over the internet, but Cake would be the one that most people would know from
that's
the
right.
international audience.
Alex is a well-known man about town in the English teaching atmosphere. And so Lila says, "How are you doing?" I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy tonight. I just got back from the gym. I don't know if you can tell. I have to flex every so often so that people can remember that I work out. Otherwise, they wouldn't know. Um,
Obviously. This is why you
but
should do
I,
CrossFit because I just have to tell people constantly that I work out. I just say it. I don't show them anything.
There you go, CrossFit. So that was one of my big questions. I wanted to ask you, like Alex, how did you get involved in CrossFit? Because
That
I've
is
heard it's a cult. So who converted you?
well, that is a great intro to it. I still kind of think I think in America it might be a little bit of a stronger cult than it is in Korea, but it was
Mm-mm.
an ex-girlfriend who took me there because she went with her sister,
Oh, there you go.
and we went there for a couple months, and then we broke up. But we broke up while she was taking a break from the gym, so I kept the gym, and she went to a different gym.
See, that's the thing, guys. When you break up with somebody, not just who gets your mutual friends, but who gets the important
Oh,
spaces.
I
Most
mean that's
significantly, the
yeah,
gym.
yeah. So let me see. I'm trying to see if a second. I don't know how to fix my focus here, but yeah. The long story short about that is we broke up, and then uh, she had surgery and it was had to take a break from the gym. But I broke up with her after she was recovering.
That's right.
Uh,
Definitely didn't break up with her before surgery.
no, 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 no.
He's a good man,
It was
audience.
it
He's a
was a
good
it was
man.
okay. Let's be fair, it was an optional surgery. Which more power to her, but it wasn't like she had just like gone through a car crash and I left her. It wasn't like that. Um,
Places, places you don't expect the conversation to go.
no.
Oh,
But we broke up, and then I was there for a few months, and then I ended up dating someone else from the gym. So we're still going strong.
you're just a serial gym dater, aren't you, sir?
But I didn't date the first girl was a YouTube. Oh, I gave it. Oh, I usually don't talk about that too much.
Oh,
The first girl
the dark past comes out.
was someone who I met through YouTube, and
Mm-mm.
so no. Although I like people who work out, like as an attraction thing, I am attracted to people who
Oh
work out.
yes.
So
No, it's I think for a lot of us that do exercise regularly, it's kind of a kind of a requirement because it's I don't know, it's like if you met someone that said I never read a book, I never watch a movie, I never listen to music. It's like, really? It's kind of an important human thing.
yeah.
So you got your CrossFit, you're still doing it regularly. We got some
Uh,
hellos from Evan and we remember that we have seen Alex on Cake and Shaw English Online. We see you everywhere. Oh, and so this is my mistake getting into the CrossFit too quickly. Alex, could you do a quick self intro in your own words? Who are you?
I'm all right. Okay.
No.
I am let's see, I'm an American who spent most of my life in Ohio and Asia. I was into science and math, was going to be a doctor. And then after my 4 years at university, I decided that I just need to spend 1 year in Korea because I wanted to learn a language. And I am now 13 years later, still in Korea, still learning the language, not being a doctor. And I'm someone who is into, the basics, the music and exercise and hanging out with friends. As basic as it sounds, that's my life and I love it. And apparently being on Shaw English.
It's wonderful, Alex. Yeah. And I like so much that like your life was kind of going in one direction, like the band, and they I mean where you had like science and math and medicine, and it's all in this very particular corner, and then you completely shifted it. Was there anything that kind of inspired you more than other stuff? Like why Korea instead of, another place?
Well, there's a lot to unpack in that one. So starting with the being a doctor thing, that was something like my dad always said was a great thing for me to do. I was good at science. I was good at math. He always said like, if I were you and I had all your talents, I would be a doctor. And I was just like,
and I bet you look very sharp in a white coat as well. You have that vibe.
Got the white coat vibe. I have terrible handwriting. It's absolutely perfect for me.
Match made in heaven.
It was. And I think that's what scared me away from it. So I'm like, this is just too, there was no excitement in it. I wasn't drawn to it. Mm-hmm. I knew I would do a good job and make money, I suppose. I did the tests. I even was teaching the MCAT test in college because I'd done well enough to teach the class. And then I got to, for anyone not from America, that's the medical college admissions test.
So that means that he wasn't just getting all the work done in medical school. He was a model student enough to teach other people.
No, I didn't get in. I didn't start. So I went all the way to the process of application. Okay. And because in the US, it's 4 years of pre-med and then you go to med school. So I was a science major, bio major.
It's so long.
And then I had gotten all my letters of recommendations. I had my scores, and I was about ready to send it in. And I just said, you know what? This doesn't feel right. I'm going to go to Asia because I had done a study abroad program with a professor for business school. I was a business minor. Mm-hmm. And so we went to China, Korea, Japan. I was living in Japan for 3 years when I was very young. And I thought it'd be so cool to go back. So I applied to Japan and Korea because my professor was Korean. He said, there's these English programs you can teach, and then while you're teaching, you can take like night school and study Korean. Korea responded first. I liked Korea when I was there, so I was like, all right, screw it, let's do it. So I went to Korea.
There you go. Korea liked you back. It was requited.
It was. I've been very lucky in a lot of ways in life, and I always do things a little bit before they become trendy. Like I see something like Korea was cool, but it wasn't as cool in 2009.
No. Yeah, this was before BTS. This was before Psy. This was before Gangnam Style, as everyone called it back in the day. Mm-hmm.
This was pre all of that, and but I was there at the beginning, and so this is going to lead into other questions you probably ask me later. But I was here early, relatively early. There were people earlier than us, obviously, but I was here relatively early, and I have taken, I've had a lot of benefits because of that. And because of that, and I've, the more I give to Korea, the more Korea gives back. I've enjoyed every year in Korea more than the previous year. And so that's why I'm still here, basically.
That's so beautiful, Alex, because as you and I both know, it's been 13 years for you and 9 for me. That
You're
we run into people.
That decade.
Just stay with it. Stay lifer right here. but we both know people who have been here a long time and they dislike their life and they don't make efforts to change it. In the same way that you can kind of stay stagnant at home in whatever country you came from, you can also end up getting stagnant and just staying the same in the country you moved to. So I love that you're always making the most of your opportunities, and that gratitude, that sense of joy over what you've been given and the opportunities you have. That's so awesome. That's good to see. And guys, I wanted to show you briefly, everybody. Alex had mentioned being in Japan as a child, and I wanted to show you. I have some photos here. So Alex, this is a photo of a Japanese advertisement, and you are one of these babies. Can you describe to everyone what they're seeing? What is this?
You're seeing what would have been the future international baby male models of Japan. My brother and I are the models here, and that was sarcastic for anyone who didn't get it. I wasn't really famous like that. No. But I am on the right side of this picture in the background, and my brother's in the front. He's my younger brother, and this was I want to say summer camp. It might have been like a horseback riding. I don't know exactly, but basically it was like an America camp. And before canceling people was cool, we are definitely dressed up as Native Americans.
I did not. I'm sorry. I did not realize from the picture that was what was happening.
I think that's what's happening.
That is so interesting. Okay, I think you get a pass. Okay, A, because you were a baby at the time, and B, because
back then
it's hard for some Asian cultures to understand the complexities of Anyway,
there's no hate. There's no animosity towards that, and also at that time too, like it was. Oh, that's a picture change.
Okay, sorry.
But I'll just say one thing about that is, it also in defense of I guess Japan too. It's not like back then they had in Japan I want to say that was 1991 or 1992. It's not like they could actually go find a real Native American 5-year-old living in Japan to be that baby model for him. So
exactly, but But I have a couple other of your child modeling photos that I could show. So why was family in Japan at that time? What was that about?
So in a rare case, as an American, we were there not for the military, but because my dad worked for Honda, and it was actually as I got older, they told me the real story is one of my dad's coworkers was supposed to go to Honda and be kind of the person to open it up, like an exchange of employees and really open up the program. And in a sad twist, that person got a cancer diagnosis. And so my dad was then asked, like, well, he's going to stay here. Would you like to go? And you have to uproot your whole family. And my dad is not someone he's a hometown. You're from South, right? Like hometown people love to stay in the hometown kind of person. But my mom, I'm from Ohio. We're not really South, but we sometimes are.
It's on that borderline. Yeah. It's on that borderline. My best friend would claim it. She's from Ohio, and she would claim Southern.
So my mom is the adventurous one, the one who had spent a year and a half after university traveling Europe, backpacking around. And I think she must have convinced him, like, hey, this is a great experience that we'll never have again. They took us over there, flew us business class. I don't remember that, but they told us. And then like, we had the works. Like they paid my dad was like, well, they give me a better pay and it's better for my career. That's why I went. That's his rationale, right?
And then, I'm sure that must have, do you feel like that had an impact on your life then, like in the future, because you had that childhood experience?
And in many weird ways and many ways that are pretty basic, but one of the basic ways is like, I can go to Japan now and I can walk through a neighborhood in Tokyo and I'm like, this feels like home, and I can't explain it because I don't know the neighborhood, but there is a comforting feeling of just existing. I can do a Japan trip by myself and be the happiest person. It feels amazing. And so that's really cool.
That's lovely. Yeah. And our friend Ren said you're so cute, everybody. That's hello, right. Did you guys still look alike? Because in the baby pictures, you look like really similar. Do you and your brother still?
No, my brother looks older than me and a bit more like I'm gonna say movie star-esque. I wonder, like, how do I say
Okay,
this?
your brother has a chiseled jaw or something.
Yeah. Do you have that? You don't have a picture, right? I could literally just find one.
Yeah, I don't have any more like loaded up in the slides, but
So I will share this to see if I can find this last picture. But he is, I hate to say, he's probably the good looking one of us, but I'm adorable. But like my brother
I
is,
don't see. I'm
yeah.
lucky that my baby sisters are adopted, so we can't technically be
Oh,
compared because we don't share genetic material. So I think everyone's happy with how that turned out. Like we all the joy of sisterhood, none of the comparison. Yay.
yeah. So I have
Um,
this is a terrible picture. That's not anything. So because he's like staring at the camera, just doing his Movember mustache for the cousin chat room. So it's a very generic picture. He looks better in real life. Actually, I can't
but
even.
no, but I still even from that, I can kind of I get what you're going for. I get what you say. He
Yeah,
does look a little got that movie star vibe. So we
he's
had a
yeah.
question here, like a question about how we met each other. Did you meet each other for the first time at the YouTubers party? No, I've met so many people at the YouTuber parties, but I met Alex for the first time when we were filming together.
Correct. What was it? I had seen you, or Mike had said something
Yes,
about you
yes.
had Mike on basically, and that's how I found out
Mm-mm-mm.
about your channel. And
And
I was
I contacted
yeah.
you first. I hit you
Mhm.
up first on Instagram. I know that.
Yes. And then and this is how, by the way, the industry works, because I've done the same thing where I contact someone like that, and it just so happened my producer friend was like, "We need someone who can be a female model for this advertisement, kind of promotional thing that they're doing for Korea."
Mm-mm.
And I was like, "Well, shoot, this is like one of the products was like a like a diet coffee, weight loss coffee that uses green
Mm-mm.
bee extract." And I was like, well, I know someone. And it was like perfect timing as well. And that's how we ended up meeting, because I was like, this is probably the perfect person I should ask.
I enjoyed that so much, and I was so grateful to you for asking as well. And I got to see Xander again, guys. If
It's,
I have to have Xander on sometime, he's
yeah,
hilarious and very very British.
very, very
And
direct.
yes, he will let you know what he thinks.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
The so let me get back to some of the slides because we had
Okay. We
the
have more.
baby. Yeah, we had the baby childhood slide, and what I wanted to show was the most recent photo. I think this very exciting photo was taken yesterday. Is that right,
Yeah.
Alex?
This is
Tell us about that.
This is a band that I've been in since the start of COVID. That's how I remember it's 2.5 years. And because we started and then we couldn't play because COVID happened. But we've been together and playing. We put out an album. We put out a couple of music videos in the beginning, and then
And what's your band's name?
Pira, Pira. It comes from
Pira.
it comes from Piura, which means to bloom, but it doesn't sound like a good
Oh,
name. So Pita was just shortened, and that's what we are.
I like
Uh,
that.
and it's
Blooming.
kind of fun because our first album is called Seedling. Our second one is called Boyhood. And so I'm assuming we're going to do like a third one called Adulthood and fourth one called Death or something. I don't know. Cycle of Life, something like that. I
Right,
don't know.
right. It's the circle of
It's
life,
artistic.
and then you get to do some kind of like a phoenix rebirth thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
that's
slow
cool
down
though.
I see a comment. I'll slow down my speaking a bit. Sorry
All
about that.
right, no, no, that's the
I
we
should
are.
mention, yeah, I should mention
One
that
thing.
picture. Oh yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Mm-mm. No, I just want to say one thing about Alex is his mind goes so quickly. Like when we were filming together, he was just talking a mile a minute, and it was all really funny and all really good. I was like, man, this guy just on. He's got it down. So that's his style, and
Thank
it's a
you.
fun one. Okay, and so go ahead, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh man, we were exhausted. This was part of our filming last night for our new album. We're gonna try to put out 6 music videos for 6 songs, and it's effort. But
If you need background
yeah.
girls, holla.
Oh, okay. Yes. I will say this is the first time I felt like, hey, we look kind of like a band now. We have at least
Mm.
we keep this. We're wearing this suits. We're matching at some point, and I kind of know what to do on camera. So I've had a lot of fun. And this scene, me and him are on just
And
to
what
the side
is
of
what
the
is
stage.
his name?
This is Danny. He's actually from
This
DK TV. Some of you may know him.
Yes, Danny, guys, he is part of a large YouTube channel
Yeah.
about Korean and K-pop culture things that has gotten a little traction lately. I've been meaning to watch their recent show, Ramyun and Chill.
Yes.
I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but
It's
I
a
will.
long one. You guys sit. I haven't even started because I know like I want to sit down and I want an hour and 20 minutes to just watch it. I don't want to watch it piecemeal on the train. I want to watch it.
Did you? I feel like you got like a little bit of lit major in you. I don't want to watch it piecemeal on the train. I
This
want
is
to. I just.
you must appreciate art for what its true value is.
That's right.
Being
You must
lost in the
savor
moment.
it.
I don't
So,
want this. I don't want the smell of a hot dog next to me in the subway. I want to be immersed with the gods of the arts.
what subway are you riding with the hot dog smell?
I live in
But
America.
no, okay. But no, I also do love this photo because like the coordination and like you do look cool, my brother. You do look cool. You guys look like you're a
I
band. You look
appreciate
like you
that.
know what you're doing.
You know
And
what I'm channeling here. This is I feel like this is what I wanted, and even though I don't look as good as him, I was like I want to look like 2009, 2005 Panic at the Disco, Brandon Urie vibes. That's what I
oh,
was
be
like with my haircut.
still my beating heart. Oh God, Brandon Urie.
Brandon Urie, man.
Yep. I remember back in the day. Well,
I didn't put on eyeliner, but
good. Not a bad person. So we got Alex. Nice to see you, sitting more from the Caribbean. And
hello,
all right. Let's see. Oh, this is a fun question for you about guitar. When you started studying playing the guitar, did you find it difficult or the opposite? So, like, was bass guitar easy for you to pick up, or was it like a process of growth, starts and stops?
Definitely starts and stops, but I was like, this is easier than guitar, so I'm just gonna do this because I have rhythm. But guitar was like, you had to like really get the fingering down and like learn all these different chords. And I was just like, I just want to play. And with bass, you can kind of just figure it out. If you have like a musical ear, you can just be like, this sounds good. That sounds good. But with guitar, like you got to do fingering positions, memorize chords, the changes. And I was just like, At drums, a little too hard on one end and beats. Bass is somewhere in the middle. I'll be okay. I'm not great. But it was the easiest instrument for me.
Well,
I learned piano first. That's a key point. I did know how to play piano first.
And I think Sid Vicious was the bass guitarist for the Sex Pistols, so you're in good company. It's being the bass player is not bad.
It is cool. It's a fun thing. We have I guess I can show you this. We shot this video on the computer screen last night as we just looked at it for the first time. So we have this like this was like the dream I was talking about. So this is us actually like this is the kind of stuff I wanted to do when I started a band.
Now, can you tell me a little bit about like what's what genre is your band? Like what do you guys have like a classification you like the best?
We are an eclectic group. We have someone who loves to do solos. We have Danny who loves I'd say Brit alternative rock would be the best. Oasis, something like that.
Oh yeah, Oasis.
Yeah. And there's me.
I want to sing so badly and I can't because of copyright.
Oh yes. There's me who's pop punk, and that's my thing. Love it.
Alex. We are going to have so much fun. I've got to talk to you about pop punks.
Cool. You have to come to one of our shows because I wrote the very first song that we did, and and it's pop punk. Like it was like we needed a song quickly because we were getting free studio time and we didn't have a song, and so I was in the basement of our old studio that Xander and I had with Danny, and I grabbed a beer and just started playing and singing the first thing that came to my head. And it's a song it's called Your Simp, but it's a song, the chorus.
Oh, is that the one, I'm going to kill your boyfriend?
Yes. And it was about a guy who's kind of a loser in the club, and he's in his mind, he's like so cool and I'm like tough guy, but he's just this loser who that's why it's called Simp. I don't know.
Okay, so it's got incel kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. But it was like it came out in like 2 hours because I was just like I'm kind of good at riffing basic stuff.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
And
another round of Jack and Coke, I'm alone again in this damn bar. And like, I don't know how that came up, but I was like, let's go with it.
and
And
I don't know. I felt the vibe on that song, and so I thought you should write a little more. So I getting back on the fitness stuff a little bit.
oh, right.
What did you do back in the day, like running around Ohio?
I love growing up in America because I think there's just this thing where you just put your kids into every sport based on
Yes,
age.
we just send
Yeah.
them all out into the fields.
Yeah. You start off with soccer in like kindergarten, first grade. And then for boys, when you get older, you throw them onto the baseball field and then you throw them into the basketball court. And then they're in high school. So they either go to lacrosse or football or, then you could do track and field. So I did them all, like in the sense, like I did all the rec leagues, basketball,
So
soccer,
everyone, rec
football,
leagues,
baseball.
rec is short for recreation. So in the States, when kids are young, they play in local leagues for, as you heard, a variety of sports. There's a dozen sports a child could be in at any age. And it's a little different from official sports with like your high school team. It's a little different from tournament sports because I was a softball tournament player, but it's a really great part of American culture for most of us is that we're just always active if we want to be.
Yeah. And I guess I got more competitive in middle school when I played lacrosse. And I wasn't the healthiest, like I wasn't the fastest. I was short, I was young for my age, a little bit stocky, but I could play a sport that most jocks weren't playing. I just had to get good at the skills. And back then, 2003, 2000, no, like maybe 2000 even, it wasn't as popular. So I started playing it and I got better than the jocks because they were just big and they weren't learning. So in high school, I played 4 years of lacrosse, and then I also did 1 year of American football and 1 year of cross country.
Ooh, and that sounds like maybe a pattern of how you learn things and do things. Like lacrosse, there was an opening there. Like if you were sharp and dedicated yourself, you could really like rise in the ranks.
Right.
And I feel like you did that in Korea. Like you studied the language, you took, all the opportunities. And then now with the band stuff, like this opened up and you just, applied yourself to bass, something you could do, and you put a little effort into it, and then you get pretty good. So
yeah, I don't go against the top jocks, if you will. Like I don't go against guitarists because guitarists, like everyone's like, I'm the singer, leader, songwriter, band, like star. Like I don't want to compete with that. And I didn't compete in basketball. I wasn't tall enough. But you see your spot and you say, I can do a good job here.
That's right.
And
There's no need to climb to the top of every dominance hierarchy.
No. Choose one, choose your thing. You can be a big fish, small pond, small fish in a big pond. I usually tend to go with like I'm a medium-sized fish in a new pond, right? I'm just like staking out my claim first.
That's right. First mover advantage. We got you given it the pink tank for a suit. Was there a pink tank top involved in the music videos at some point?
Oh, some of our live videos on the because of COVID, a lot of these venues started live streaming. And so I've mixed up all my styles, and definitely pink tank top was one of them.
Do you have a word or two that you would characterize as your fashion style? Do you have a style?
Oh, God,
Not so much.
Besides out of date. I would say the style I go for in real life is kind of just like slight preppy. Like I'm not full preppy, but I would wear a collared shirt around, like what you could wear to church. I like that.
Okay, prep a little bit.
That's why I like going out, and especially with the band, because I'm a different person. I try to be a little bit more pop punk. I've thrown eyeliner on to see if it works. I've thrown hair dye.
Does it?
Yeah. And so I get to be someone else when I'm on stage, and I'm experimenting still on that one.
No, I love that though, because I think most of us life is so much better if we have at least a few hats we can wear, a few
Mhm.
personas. Like
Yeah.
I've got like the fitness thing, like the leggings and the tank tops and the workouts. And then I've got like the cute dresses and stuff for like the acting world or the commercials.
Mhm.
Like we all need, we need some variety. And I like that you're kind of exploring yours. So it says, can you sing well besides playing the guitar? Are you a singer, Alex? Well,
So
how do you think?
the way I like to put it is there's two ways to describe my singing. Number one, I'm very niche. Like I'm not. I can probably do pop punk, and
Mm-mm-mm.
that might be about it. I mean, country. I'm okay at country, depending on how high the pitch gets. I can't do high pitch, so I can do country or pop punk. Or the other thing is I can do is I could be the front man.
Opera.
I see my no God no. I see myself as a front. I could be a frontman personality, but
Uh-uh.
again, it would. I'm not talented enough to carry a band. Like I couldn't be Brandon Urie. I couldn't be
Mm-mm.
what's that guy who's in trouble all the time from Sugar? What's Maroon 5, right?
Oh, Maria. Oh, bless his
Um,
heart.
yeah, bless his
That's
heart.
my Southern coming out. Did you see
Bless,
that?
bless his
When
heart.
bless his heart. When you that everyone in the American South, especially women, but whenever we think badly of someone, instead of saying,
Oh,
"Oh, they're a terrible person," we say, "Oh, bless
yeah.
their heart."
You guys are
Like
kings and queens of passive aggressiveness in America. That's for
that's
sure.
right. We instead of getting mean, we just get nicer. And that's when you have to worry. So so you got like a lot of musical goals and stuff going on. I was wondering, what are your current fitness goals? Like what do you want to do in
Ah,
your life as a fitness person?
my
Do you
short
want to
term,
do you
yeah,
want
my
to do
short term
a
goals.
ultra marathon?
Oh, I forgot
50
about that.
miles?
I was thinking of only the visuals. Do I want to do an ultra marathon? No. Would I like to do a marathon? Yes, because my dad, that was his thing, and it'd be kind of cool to do. I
Oh,
don't think he
oh.
does marathons anymore. He probably can still probably pull off a half marathon. But I
And they
like half.
say, right, they say that the human body is actually much, much more suited to the half. That the
Yeah.
whole is you're really going against what your body was made for, which is why it's impressive.
Mhm. I love the half marathon. I think that's a great
Mm-mm.
distance. Because I'm not a sprinter, but I'm also not a marathon. It's a perfect distance for me. Other goals, like I just want to see myself healthy and like especially
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
like I've always had a gut, and it's I just want to get rid of it for once.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Just to get those abs, just one time.
just one
Oh,
time.
Alex, body prepare. Have you considered doing body profile one time, like next year?
Well,
Because
that would be the goal. Yeah.
that's a great excuse. Like, because if you're gonna
Hmm.
do it, you want the pictures. You do.
And but I wanted. I wonder. Everyone has their own reasons to get it.
Mm-mm.
And this is so lame because everyone's like, I want to see me at my best. I want to see how I was when I was healthiest, and that's cool and all, but I just want a pretty dope band picture too.
Oh, that's a good point. And
Yeah,
even if the other guys didn't get in shape, like you could be the hot one. And
I,
don't we all want to be the hot one?
I mean, I got to be something because I am the foreigner in a Korean band, so I have to like, as a foreigner in a Korean band, and I kind of believe this, I shouldn't be in front, but I should
Mm-mm.
have a role, and that role
That's
might
right.
be speaking Korean on camera once in a
Mm-mm.
while, or being the guy in shape, or being the crazy one, whatever it is.
Oh,
I think it's good to
that's
be like a strong supporting character as a foreigner in a Korean band.
right. To have something to your character other than being the foreigner.
Yeah,
I also am frequently the token foreigner in whatever I am in. But for me to be not
yeah.
just, oh, she's blonde. Blonde is not a personality
No,
trait.
it's
So
not.
let's
Oh,
see.
for anyone who is listening, by the way, I would say this. I learned that because I was on Korean TV shows, and whatever they brought me in for, they always
Mhm.
asked me, "What's your second talent?" And that's a big thing they want here. Like they always want that second talent. Like, you brought me here because I eat spicy food, and now you want me to rap? Like, what are you talking about?
No,
But
it's
that's what they
about
look
that
for.
It's about that combination, Alex. We had you are adorable when you sing. You don't give yourself enough credit and far too voiceovers. Oh, do I detect a family member
That
in
is
that in
Ella
the
Madre. That is the mom. She
oh
called,
hi.
actually, she called at the beginning of or about 20 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, and I was like, I'm live streaming. So I sent her the link. She should be.
Hi mom.
Hi,
Hi
mom. I don't
mom.
know if I'm going to sing a few bars on. I
Alex,
have.
you could sing happy birthday. You could sing something we know that the copyright is
Oh, well, the
bypassed.
copyright is not there.
I know. Well, I think I'm still a small enough channel for it to not matter. But Robin, mentor Robin, always
Oh,
says,
yeah.
don't sing anything, even on a live. So Evan, my friend Evan, says, do you listen to your own songs for your workout motivation music? Would it inspire you to be better in fitness, or does your fitness inspire you in creativity? Oh, well, that's a good one. Do
Great
they? Do
questions.
they?
Fitness is linked inextricably to intelligence, to creativity, to everything. But
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
specifically here, I love to, when we're about to release an album or a music video or make the music video, I love to listen to my songs because it kind of gets me pumped up for the release. Like, oh, I need to work out harder, or like, oh, I'm coming up with these ideas for music videos when I'm on a run. Like, um, it gets me excited because I'm excited to like put out music, and it's like
Oh,
it's so cool. So it's I don't even know how to describe that, but it's basically my excitement for what's about to happen, about
mm-mm-mm.
sharing this music to the world and being in music video makes me be like, yes, this is great. I need to get in more shape, or I need to run faster. I don't know what it is. It isn't the music itself that inspires me, but it's like kind of the situation I am in life. Like, this is awesome. So yeah.
Yes, and I like the way you talk about it. Like for a lot of people, creative expression is very much about themselves, about there's something that they have to make, and
Mhm.
it almost doesn't matter if it gets out into the world. Even they just have to make it.
Mhm.
But the way you talk about it seems like it's important to you that it connects with somebody, that it's actually
Yeah.
received, that it's going out, that it's
Mhm.
affecting someone. So I like that. I like that.
That's
The
necessary to me, for me,
the
as my personality, not everyone's.
so once in a great while he lets me know what he's doing. Like I try to keep my parents pretty well updated, and every once in a while it's like, and I did these 17 things. I'm sorry. That's
So so I should say
our
this. My
lives are
mom
busy.
came to Korea, and I'm not someone who, yeah, just she's been here now 3 or 4 times, 4 times, and this last time she came, first time after COVID, right? And um, basically, I was like, I want to meet her to meet all my friends and the people I work with, because I can't really show them my real life through videos and
Right,
pictures,
right.
and they have to know my friends and people I work with, and so those people would be like, so isn't it cool that Alex does this? And my mom was like, he does this? Because I don't, because half of that stuff would be bragging, and I don't feel comfortable. Like, it feels like bragging to me. It's like I
I
don't feel
know.
comfortable
I
being
know.
like, yeah, I just did like another commercial or whatever, or
And something I love is that you mentioned when we were filming together that, especially now being part of the music world, once you're in the music world, suddenly you're performing with, you're meeting with, you're backstage with people who are like right at the top of the game, and or
mm-hmm,
people who are legends or who you've admired for a
mm.
long time. So you really do have a lot of good opportunities.
It's so cool. I think that's the coolest part about the Korean ecosystem here is like it's small. Every area is small enough that if you're in the field, you're going to somehow get connected to these people that you had looked up to, these band members. Like, even at the smallest level, I followed my favorite singer, a favorite band, like a pop punk band called No Brain. Had one really big song called No Nege Baneso, which is You Fell for Me. And I was like, I'm going
which
to
is
follow
such
them
a
on Facebook.
which is such a punk thing to
Oh yeah.
say.
And I followed him, and then he followed me back. I'm like, oh, and like he likes my pictures and checks, because he follows it for a lot of people that follow him back. He does it to interact. But that is the thing, though, is like at this level of fame, which isn't super successful for in his point of view compared to like Maroon 5,
Mm-mm.
they can interact with you, and they're actually approachable in some ways. And it's so cool to be able to like, that's another thing about being, making an impact. It is cool to also know that some people have seen your work. And so if I post a story of our music video and I see that he sees it, I'm like, that is so cool that someone in the industry at least sees what I'm trying to do. And it's really fun.
That's right. Just the connections, the fact that, you're reaching people, people who are not in the music creation world.
Mm,
And like you're also, upstream. I don't want to talk in terms of people above us or below us, but
right, right.
like in experience or what have you, that it goes in both ways. Which is
Mhm.
just is the great part of being in anything. It's the great part of being anything creative. So we had a question here. Do you have a YouTube channel? And he does.
Kind
I
of.
was trying to get it set up on a banner. And so what we have is a blank banner. So what is it? Is it 미국 친구? It's
Okay, so
American friend?
I actually have two. And
Okay.
I
What's
will
what's
tell
the
you
one
that
you'd
the
want people to go to?
now this is me from years ago, so there's some absolutely terrible Korean speaking in there, and am embarrassed, so I don't watch it. But there is one called 미국 친구 미친 Alex because it's the shortened form
Okay,
of 미국
that's
친구, and 미친 means
mm-mm.
crazy. And I was doing crazy stuff around Korea, or so I thought. But apparently, Michin is like a really like an extreme amount of crazy, and I'm apparently not that. But
It's interesting, everyone. A note about the Korean language. Like in English, we use the word crazy frequently almost as a compliment. Oh,
yeah,
he's
you're crazy, man.
crazy.
Yo,
And
dude.
it's like it means cool and interesting. But in Korean, the word for crazy in Korean is really bad. And
Right.
you can get in trouble for it's almost cursing. And
Yeah.
so
If you
it's
call
it's
someone
it's
that,
like
it's oof.
because I remember, like anyone else from America, when I learned Korean, I tried to say such and such a thing was crazy, and people's reactions was not in line with what I thought I said.
No, no.
So you're can you type it? I don't know if you got
Uh, wait.
I can't really type from where I am. I'm not sure
I'll
if
tell you,
your
I just
screen's different. I'll
Michin. That's how you spell it in
I'll
English.
I'll
Michin.
it's in the description, guys. I did manage to link you in the description
Yeah.
because Mike was in there. One thing I wanted to ask you on the exercise side, what is your favorite exercise right now? Because I know CrossFit's got to be just bananas. You got to be in there doing 5,000 push-ups
Yeah,
and
well, my favorite exercise that I love to get good at is pull-ups because I just never could do it as a kid, and I just
mm-mm,
like once you start doing it, you're like, this is one something that not a lot of people can do, but two, it's an
mm-mm,
accomplishment because everyone starts from zero. No
mm-mm.
one starts being able to do a pull-up. Like it's unless you just never did a pull-up, but you worked out every other body part. And so it's an accomplishment thing, and you get to see yourself progress. It's a body weight thing. And even though I wouldn't say it's like fun,
Mm-mm.
but that's just kind of like the go-to, like this is something where it's not something I'm normally good at. I'm more naturally gifted at running than I am at working out. So also I prefer being good at things that I'm not naturally good at. It gives me more sense of accomplishment.
Oh, and
Um,
I respect that so much because have you heard of growth mindset, fixed mindset? Fixed mindset
yes,
says
kind of.
there's things you're good at, and
Mhm.
your mindset is some people are good at this, some people are bad at this, and you can't fundamentally change. Growth
Mhm.
mindset is if I put in the hours, even if I think I'm terrible at math or art, I can become good at math or art if
Right.
I don't stop working. So
Mhm.
it sounds like growth mindset's what you have.
It's
That you're
100%. In fact, it's if you actually look at I was talking to a friend about this. If you actually look at my life, most of my decisions can be summed up as Alex does what he tries to do what other people think he other people think he can't do, which is why in one way I'm not a doctor because everyone was like, you're going to be a doctor, you could be a doctor. And I was like, there's so many other things I can
um,
do. I'm more than that. And I went off and learned another language in Korea. And then I got into acting and radio work and TV work. And I'm in a band now in the age of 35. So like a lot of my decisions are often probably from some kind of psychological messed up thing where it's like, no, I need to prove to you that I can do this if I want to. And I'll do something
oh,
that is unexpected. And working out is actually kind of that too. I wasn't
yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
in that kind of shape growing up.
But
So that's what
I
I'm doing.
just I don't know. It all feeds together so neatly. And I got to say, one of the things I'm most thrilled about or proud about for you is becoming that bassist in the band, because it could be easy to, not let's see. This is something someone was mentioning. Honestly, I don't know how Alex can keep up with
I don't
Alex.
either. I
With
don't either
his
sometimes.
multiple YouTube channels, his defeat songwriting performances, the work. Oh, I know, because you really are everywhere. You have so
Thank
much to
you guys.
do, and I think
I
that's awesome.
I will say this about the favorite workout I do now. The favorite thing I do is actually I do two workouts and I
Mhm.
link it with bike riding. So I actually ride my bike to the F45 gym and do like it's kind of it's like CrossFit but less low impact CrossFit. And then I ride
That's
my
what I
bike to
thought.
CrossFit and then I do CrossFit and then I ride my bike back home. And it's 3 hours of working out. And sometimes I split it up morning and night, but like I this is fun. Like I envy movie stars whose only job is to get in shape for their roles. I'm like,
I
I want to
know,
do
right?
this. This is so cool.
It's like
And so I'm yeah,
if I didn't have to work, do you know how jacked I would be?
right. I would
Very.
yeah. And I want to keep doing this for as long as I can. I know this is not sustainable. And I've also come to appreciate how most people it's not realistic for most people to be in top shape. It's just too
Mm-mm.
much money. It's too much time. And yes, anyone can get in shape, but the amount of effort I'm putting in to get into shape now makes me
It's
think
a
like
lot.
it's most people don't have that luxury in life. And I feel lucky to be able to say that I can do that.
That's right. But it's good when you do have the time, like to put it in, but to also realize it's we might not have abs every day for the rest of our life. We're probably not going to, and it's not even desirable. It's
No.
not even something we want to do. Okay, let me give you another really good question here, and everybody, I think within the next 2 or 3 minutes, let's be wrapping up. So, getting your last questions for Alex, and let me see. I'm trying to find a really good question for you.
Oh boy.
I think
Make it
I hope this was a fun one. What's an unusual habit or a ridiculous thing that you absolutely love? So unusual habits you have, or some crazy thing, English crazy, not Korean crazy, that you just love.
Oh man. Oh, I forgot what my answer was to this one. I had it ready and everything. Something that is unusual or a ridiculous habit. Man, it's hard to say because I don't know if I have. Oh, there was something recently that I did, and someone called me out and like, most people don't do that, Alex. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, most people don't, and I don't even know what it.
Well,
Oh,
it's fun to pick out our quirks like that. Okay, let me move on to another
let
one.
me
Let me
come back
get
to
you.
that one.
Okay, come back
We'll
to
come
that one.
back to this one. I
All
want to
right.
answer it though before we end this.
So this is a cute one. What do you wish you'd done more of this year? You've had a good year, sir. You have. So applause to you. But what do
Thank
you wish
you.
you'd done more of, and what do you wish you'd done less of?
I wish I'd done less drinking, and I'm not saying like drinking is bad, but like the way that I view drinking is like less is always better. So if you drink 3 times a week and you cut it down to two, you're going to be in better shape. If you drink 2 times a week and you cut it down to one, you're going to be in better shape. I think that's probably where I'm at, like 1.5 times a week, maybe one. But like if I cut that down even more, you're going to be in better shape. And I think anything that is your sin, your guilty pleasure,
Mm-mm-mm.
it's fine to have. Drinking is not an evil thing. It's cool. But 100%, like, it's just something if you cut down on it, you will be healthier. The end.
Exactly. And that's a good, healthy attitude to have. It's like it's totally okay to do this thing,
Mhm.
but realize that I will be
Yeah.
moving myself closer and closer to my goals if I do it
Yeah.
less often. And
Yeah.
that's like a chill approach. I like
Yeah.
that. So
One, yeah.
that's the less. What's the more? What do you wish you'd
A
done
hun
more of?
I always do this to myself. I wish I just travel more, even around Korea. Like,
I know,
I
right?
love the beach. The beach is my place, and I didn't go this year. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna burn out at the end of this month or early December. And I've done this before. I just like I burn out, and I'm like, I'm out, and I just take a train to Gangneung, which is East Coast, and I
Mm-mm.
just get a little motel on the beach by myself, get the top floor, see the sunrise. I don't drink out there. I might have a coffee. They have a coffee place. And like, that's something that I love to do, is travel. But I also, when I do work too hard, like I'm doing right now, kind of, I'll burn out, and it is the greatest feeling in the world to leave everything behind in Seoul and just do that.
Okay, so the beach is your recharge place. So
And I haven't been there that much, so that's the problem.
rooftop white parties. And so some people were commenting on the cutting down on drinking and kind of like how it was helpful. Less is more.
Yeah.
I know. Luckily, I got to go. I was in Busan like 3 times this year. It was because I had to keep doing like fitness stuff.
Yeah.
That's also a good helpful thing, is if you have like commitments. Okay, last question, then we'll go. For me, fitness means.
Okay, because I like this question, let me quickly answer the other one. The weird thing that I do. I'm going to pull it back because I want to answer this. This should be the ending one. This should wrap it up.
Okay. Yes, it should. Okay. So you got it. You got your answer for the unusual habit or ridiculous thing.
Okay, this is going to come back to bite me because this is gross. This is TMI to the extreme. And I actually had the answer ready, but I didn't want to say it because it's way TMI.
Okay.
But it's going to be like I found out it's not cool to do, apparently. But I don't mind getting myself a little tumbler and having a coffee in the morning. And coffee can obviously help you move stuff through your system.
Yep.
And I don't mind having that coffee while I'm moving stuff through my system.
Okay. Most people. Okay. Don't. Okay. Well.
Too much.
Well. No. Hey.
You asked the question.
The show is open. This is your time.
It's so gross, and I'm sorry. And for those who are asking, yes, the lid is covered, but I don't. That's
still anyway.
It's
awesome.
Ridiculous. Okay.
Okay. Coming back to fitness. So to end on a sweet note, to end on a sincere note, baby. What is for me fitness means?
Okay, we're gonna cut this later, but let's start back into it. You're welcome for my honesty.
No, I appreciate it, Alex. I appreciate getting it.
Okay. No, for me, fitness is, as with everything that I really personally enjoy in life, like music, for me, fitness means escape, and it's its own world. And obviously, when you're working out, like, you're focused on fitness and you're not caring about other things. And I'm not looking up stuff on Twitter. I don't use Twitter, but soon while I'm working out. I leave my phone at home when I run. Sometimes I'm in my own world, and I love it. And nothing can explain that more than the recent tragedy of the Itaewon incident. And obviously there is a terrible thing, but a lot of people were affected. Everyone was affected in one way or another. And for me, I couldn't stop thinking about it for like a week straight. Every time I saw a Korean who was about 22, my first thought was that could have been you. And these things affect me a little bit too much. However, for that brief 45 minutes when you're doing a CrossFit workout or the F45 workout or running even, I can forget everything. And that's all I'm doing. And it's my moment of peace. And literally for that whole week, that's the only time I didn't feel sadness. And so that's what it is. And it's an escape from the terrible things in life, from the stress in life, from anything. And it's also, of course, even when you're having a good time in life and life is perfect, it's also a great place to escape to anyway. So it's my own little special world. And I like being alone, and I like doing with other people, but I love being in that moment.
So, that was beautiful, Alex. Thank you. Because it is, healthy. It is like our time, like me time, like self-renewal, but also sometimes it's all you have when you need to step away from something really big. So I'm glad that you've had that. We all have to find that. So it's one reason I would recommend workouts to anybody is it's something good. There we go. The beauty of fitness. And
yeah,
that's right. That's right. We got to get to it. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Alex, thank you for coming. You are awesome, man. And please invite me to your next show. I wanna see you guys.
We will rock out.
Yes. Rock my face off, guys.
Dress code required.
Oh, you don't think I got punk clothes? I do. I
want you to bring your A game.
I know. Okay. Eyeliner. It's coming. It's coming, man. All right, everybody. Good night. Thank you.
Thanks, Leigh. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.